Some people believe fate brings two souls together. I believe fate has a sense of humor, and mine comes in the form of Ethan Montgomery, the boy who lived exactly 12 steps from my front door and made sure I regretted all 12 of them. Our families were practically fused at this point, shared dinners, shared vacations, shared chaos. My best friend, Jessica, was his little sister. His youngest brother, Joshua, adored me. And their parents treated me like I was their fourth child. Everything was perfect. Except Ethan. He was the one constant disturbance in my otherwise peaceful neighborhood existence. 18. Tall. Smart enough to be annoying about it. Handsome in that unfair, infuriating way. And completely convinced I was put on this planet to bother him. We argued about everything, weather, homework, mailboxes, gravity. If it existed, we fought over it. But then there were the contradictions. The moments when someone else bothered me and Ethan suddenly acted like a guard dog with a GPA. The times he defended me before I could even open my mouth. The way his eyes sharpened whenever someone made me uncomfortable. As if only he was allowed to annoy me. And maybe that was where everything truly began. Not in the arguments. Not in the bickering. Not even in the suspiciously accidental kiss he thinks I still don't know about. But in the small, stupid, complicated moments that built something between us, something I didn't recognize until he was gone. Because loving your neighbor is one thing. But loving the jerk next door? That is an entirely different disaster. A disaster that I, Catherine Smith, never meant to fall into, but absolutely did. Ethan Montgomery was the reason I questioned humanity at least twice a day. He was 18, tall, annoyingly handsome, and the older brother of my best friend Jessica. Which would have been fine, except he lived next door and acted like breathing the same air as me was a personal challenge. Move. You're blocking the mailbox, he said one morning. You have legs. Walk around, I snapped without looking up. Common sense, Kathy. Ever heard of it? I whirled around. I invented common sense. Behind him, 5-year-old Joshua waved at me with his peanut butter-covered hands. Hi, Kathy. Ethan's grumpy again. Because someone doesn't discipline their loud little gremlin, Ethan muttered. You're the gremlin. I shot back. Jess arrived, rolling her eyes so hard they nearly fell out. There they go. Round 302. Everyone acted normal around our families because the Montgomerys and the Smiths got along like one big chaotic group. Sunday dinners, weekend barbecues, holiday photos, everything. Unfortunately, that meant Ethan and I saw each other constantly. He hated me. I was convinced of it. Yet whenever someone else bothered me, Ethan suddenly became a guard dog from hell. Once, a basketball boy said my bangs looked childish. Ethan stepped forward so fast the ball fell from the guy's hands. Try saying that again, he said calmly, eyes sharp. Only I'm allowed to insult her. I threw a shoe at him. He dodged it smugly. Jerk. The next day, Jessica wasn't feeling well and had to lie down. I had to walk home alone. As I was walking, the same girls who confronted me yesterday blocked my way. Look who we have here, all alone and scared. The leader sneered. Before I could react, a group of thugs appeared behind them, led by a hulking figure. Well, what do we have here? My little sister told me about what happened yesterday, and I don't take kindly to people messing with my family. Fear pulsed through me. I was trapped. Suddenly, Ethan appeared, stepping between me and the thugs. Leave her alone. Look who it is, the hero, the leader sneered. You think you can take us all on? Ethan's eyes hardened. I'm not asking again. A brutal fight erupted. Ethan fought with a ferocity I'd never seen, but he was outnumbered. He managed to knock down several of the thugs, but not without taking a few hits himself. Finally, the leader lay groaning on the ground, his cronies scattered and defeated. Ethan stood panting, his knuckles bruised and bleeding. Are you okay? I asked, rushing to his side. He winced, touching a cut on his cheek. I'm fine. Just a scratch. Kathy's POV. A month later. Jess didn't come to school. She'd woken up with a fever and looked like a gremlin who lost a fight with a tissue box. Kathy, go home without me, she croaked during lunch over the phone. I'm dying. You're literally sipping hot chocolate. Dying, she repeated. So, I walked home alone. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Halfway down the street, 3 boys blocked the path like a budget version of a gangster movie. They were older, maybe college age, and the one in the middle had the same sharp jawline as one of the girls who'd yelled at me yesterday. Fantastic. Sibling revenge arc unlocked. The leader stepped forward. You're the girl who made my sister cry. I didn't. She yelled at me for existing. I protested. That's not what she said. He cracked his knuckles. So now you're gonna apologize. My brain screamed run, but my legs chose freeze like an idiot. They started walking closer. And then, a hand grabbed my wrist and pulled me back. Touch her, a familiar voice said from behind me, low and furious, and I promise you'll regret it. My heart nearly gave up. Ethan. He stepped forward like he'd been summoned by my panic. His eyes were already stormy, his jaw tense. The leader scoffed. Oh? The boyfriend. Ethan didn't deny it. He didn't even react. He just said, last warning. Then it exploded into a fight. And look, I knew Ethan was strong. I'd seen him carry 2 grill sets during a barbecue like they weighed nothing. But watching him fight 3 guys at once? It was terrifying. Punch, dodge, kick, he moved faster than I'd ever seen. One guy dropped. Another backed away. The leader stumbled when Ethan landed a hit to his jaw. But Ethan wasn't invincible. One of them caught him in the side. Another grazed his cheek. A punch nearly hit his temple before Ethan grabbed the guy's wrist and twisted him to the ground. Finally, the leader raised his hands. We're done. We're done. They ran, awkwardly, limping, swearing. When they disappeared around the corner, I found my voice again. Ethan. You're bleeding. He wiped his cheek like it was dust. Barely. And your shirt is torn. It's ventilated. And your side. Ow. He blinked slowly. Okay, that one actually hurts. I grabbed his arm. We need to get you home. He smirked. So you care. I care about not getting sued for manslaughter if you collapse in the street. He chuckled, then winced. And that's how I ended up half dragging, half supporting a bruised, stubborn, annoyingly heroic Ethan Montgomery all the way home, while he muttered things like, I'm fine. It's just a scratch. My ribs definitely aren't broken. Ow, who put a curb there? By the time we reached his house, he looked like a battered cat pretending it wasn't in pain. And I was completely, hopelessly ruined. Because Ethan didn't just defend me. He fought for me. And I had no idea how I was supposed to forget that. Ethan's POV. I wasn't that hurt much since I was always working out just to protect her. Seeing her worried face, I felt like I was on top of the world. A small scratch stung on my arm. Perfect opportunity. Time to be dramatic. Ow, ow, I groaned. I think I'm dying. You're fine. Bleeding out, actually. Ethan, it's literally a scratch. I need nursing care, I whispered weakly. She rolled her eyes, but still took me home and patched me up while mumbling complaints. Later, she fell asleep in the chair beside me, her head leaning on her own arms, lips soft and slightly parted. I lost every ounce of my sanity. I kissed her. Just a small, stupid, soft kiss. She stirred. I panicked, flopped back, and pretended to sleep like an idiot. She touched my forehead. Why are you red? Do you have a fever? No. I was guilty. She left after checking on me. The next morning, she went back home and looked at the mirror and saw a tiny bite mark on her lip. She doesn't think much about it. Kathy's POV. I forgot to study for math. I forgot. And it was the exam that determined my scholarship chances. I sat frozen in my classroom seat. Jess whispered, "Want to cheat off me?" No. I have pride. Then Ethan walked into the class. Instant panic. He approached the teacher. I'll make you a bet. Give me a college-level math test. If I perfect it, everyone gets 100. The class exploded. The teacher smirked. And if you don't, I deduct points from your real grade. Dear best, Mr. Former Math Club President. 30 minutes later, he finished. Perfect score. The room erupted. I nearly cried. After school, I whispered, "Thank you." Ethan shrugged. "I don't like debts left unpaid." Jess coughed loudly from behind him. "No, it's because you Lee." He slapped a hand over her mouth, dragged her away like a criminal, face red. I just blinked. Weird family. After a week, Ethan left for abroad. And at first, I was thrilled. No more insults. No more arguments. No more. I cried that night. Not big sobbing tears. Just small stupid ones. Because suddenly everything felt quieter. Even Jess noticed. "You miss him, don't you?" No, I lied. But the emptiness stayed. Kathy's POV. Months passed. I thought missing Ethan was because I was used to fighting him. Wrong. I missed him because I liked him? No, I loved him. When did that happen? Maybe when he defended me. Maybe during our arguments. Maybe when he smiled behind my back when I won an argument. It hurt knowing he would never feel the same. Ethan's POV. I came home early to surprise my family. What I didn't expect was to see a guy yelling at Kathy outside our neighborhood bakery. He kept insisting she date him. She kept refusing. Jealousy punched me in the chest. Then I spoke without thinking. "Stop bothering her. Can you see that my girl doesn't like you?" The guy ran. Kathy stared at me. "My girl." I froze. My brain died. Before I could speak, Joshua called from the porch, "Are you two gonna kiss or get wet in the rain?" As if on cue, the sky opened up and rain poured down in sheets. We all scrambled inside, laughing. Jess's POV. The tension at dinner could be cut with a plastic spoon. Mom whispered, "Do they like each other?" Dad chuckled. "They've liked each other for years." Joshua nodded sagely. Ethan blushes when Kathy says big words. Yes, my family is like this. Ethan's POV. We all went to the park at night after dinner. Jess and Joshua exchanged a glance. "We're leaving. Talk, you too." And they sprinted. The moment they left, Kathy looked at me. Nervous. Hopeful. I swallowed. "I like you. Since the moment I first saw you." She frowned. "When you were 13? No. When I was 5. I got lost. You found me. You scolded my dad. You scolded me. I never forgot." She blinked. "How can I remember something from when I was 3, you dummy?" I laughed. She stepped closer. "Do you still like me?" I never stopped. She whispered, "Then kiss me properly." So I did. Under the streetlight where we first met. "Ethan," she said softly, "do you still want to argue with me every day?" "Always." I kissed her cheek. "Your angry face is still the cutest thing I've ever seen." She shoved me playfully. I dragged her back into my arms. "Mine," I whispered. She smiled. "Yours." And just like that, my annoying, brilliant, stubborn neighbor became the girl I would love for the rest of my life.